It's time to get your geek on with Dave Gramillion.
Yes, San Antonio. Once again, we are back. Get Your Geek On is here now in its 14th episode. We are here. 14. Man, this time has really flown by. I am Dave Gramillion, and welcome to Get Your Geek On, where we will talk Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, video gaming, and really all things geek that have dominated this little world of ours. Geek, it's not really what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is now in. It is very much in. I saw somebody, I was walking downtown the other day, and I saw somebody with it was just a D20 die, and it said, I rolled a 20, with an arrow that pointed over to where his wife was walking. I was like, that's too cool. That was really well done. And you see that all over the place. Geek is now very much in. It is the mainstream. And we are here now to talk about the very latest and greatest that is geek and that has dominated this little world of ours. If you're listening to us here, it is 9:30 a.m. The Answer on Talk Radio. We are the only show on AM Talk Radio in the United States that speaks geek. If you're listening to us on 9:30 a.m. theanswer.com, thank you for streaming. If you're listening to us via the podcast at 9:30 a.m. theanswer.com, you can do that too. That's more than fine by us. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iHeartRadio. I mean, we're everywhere, baby. We are just everywhere. And tonight, let's see what we're going to talk about tonight. We do have some Star Wars news that we're going to talk about. Turner Broadcasting has made a very, very, very big news that will make a lot of Star Wars fans very happy. If you want a life-size R2-D2 of your very own, I'm going to tell you how you can get it. Adam Driver is talking about Episode 8 in what I'm sure was a carefully scripted, carefully worded statement. We have some Marvel news. Stan Lee is going to have some news to talk about on his own. And then I have a little bit of video game news and some Star Trek news that we're going to get into also. If you're a Star Trek Online fan, which a lot of people are, then you're going to love this little bit of news also. But before we can get the show started proper, we got to do it the right way. First, let me give a quick shout-out and thanks to the people that you'll see if you're watching us on Facebook Live. I'm waving at you. You'll see me. It's Peter Gonzalez. He's working with us here on staff on a strictly pro bono basis because, well, we don't pay him. That's okay. And then, of course, there's always Goose. Goose, have you already waved to the... Did I miss when you waved? You waved? Okay, good. All right, he waved, so we're good. We're covered there. I also got to make sure that I have everything I need in order to get the show done right. First, you got to have something to drink because if you're going to talk on the radio for an hour, you got to have something to drink. Hey, Peter's covered too. Goose he's drinking from the elixir of life, I guess. Or
I'm not allowed to drink on the job, sir.
Peter almost spit his water out there. There we go. Goose not drinking on the job. Okay, well, that's good because, everyone who has consumed dihydrogen monoxide has died. It's 100% mortality rate, so you got to be careful there, man. And, of course, before I almost had old Blue out ready to go there, but no, I got to have a back scratcher. Now, this is something that, not every radio host has. I know there are radio hosts, all over the country, all over the world, which is great. How they do it without a back scratcher, though, is beyond me. You got to have that with you. And, of course, if you're going to do a geeky radio show, or a geeky podcast, or if you're just a geek in general, you got to have a lightsaber. And this one is Old Blue. I've had it with me for quite a long time. Brought it over from the podcast that I had. Love it then, love it now, love it, love it, love it. And this one is Old. Alrighty, so now that we have the show ready to go, let's see here. All right, let's just dive right into it. Let's just talk some Star Wars here, shall we?
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
I love that little remix. That's awesome. Okay, so for anyone who is still watching on cable TV or satellite, Turner Broadcasting has acquired the broadcasting rights for 11 Star Wars movies, which everyone out there thought for a minute, excuse me, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, Holiday Special? No, not the Holiday Special. No. No, instead it's going to be the 4 unreleased Star Wars movies.
So they couldn't get the rights to Endor and Ewoks movie?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't get Caravan of Courage myself.
They couldn't get the animated Clone Wars movie? What's that?
Yeah, I think they buried and burned that one.
What about the Ewoks TV, the cartoon?
Yeah, no.
Actually, Warner Brothers already did. Warner Brothers was actually the one that did Clone Wars, so I think they have it by default.
Probably so. But, hey, fun little fact that, George Lucas is trying very hard to make the 2003 Clone Wars ops just go away entirely. The little micro series that was on Cartoon Network.
That was awesome.
Yeah, the director, who also did the director of Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, said in an interview, I think it was with Rolling Stone magazine, that Lucas is trying to make the 2003 series just go away. And make, the 2008 series the Clone Wars series.
Can we make George Lucas go away?
Oh, dude, you're going to get so much hate mail now.
I thought the sale to Disney kind of did that for us folks.
You're going to get so much hate mail now. I'm watching the live chat now, waiting for it to explode. Make Lucas go away. Man, all the prequel defenders can be like, if it wasn't for Lucas, we wouldn't have Star Wars at all. And if it wasn't for Roddenberry, we wouldn't have Star Wars. We wouldn't have, Lucas inspired.
We wouldn't have Star Trek, which then created Star Wars. So therefore, without Roddenberry, you wouldn't have Star Wars.
And then Star Wars, in turn, helped to inspire to recreate Star Trek. So you wouldn't.
It's an interesting paradox.
I know we're going around in circles here. All right, so the Time Warner division has struck a 9-figure deal. 9-figure, yeah. Let's do the math there. 9-figure deal with Disney for basic cable rights to 10 Star Wars movies, and then there, of course, The Force Awakens. And it reached a separate agreement with 20th Century Fox over the 1977 blockbuster because 20th Century Fox still has the rights to that. A lot of people ask, how come Disney just doesn't re-release the original trilogy uncut? Because by golly, that's what the fans want.
That's right.
They want the uncut theatrical version of A New Hope. They want it re-released. They want it right now on Blu-ray 4K Splendor Extravaganza.
I want Hayden Christensen out of my Return of the Jedi.
There you go. That's what people are clamoring for.
Today.
With the little squares around the TIE Fighter so you could see the mats.
There you go. That's what we're talking about.
We need bigs. We need bigs in the anchorhead scenes.
So how come we're not having that? How come Disney doesn't just give the fans what they want? Yeah, because Disney doesn't own the rights to the original series. And a lot of people don't know that. They just assume when Disney bought Lucasfilm, they bought everything. But 20th Century Fox still holds the rights. And so they're not exactly going to give that up. Without making Disney pay through the nose, seeing as how they've already paid $4 billion for Lucasfilm. But good news, though, is that 20th Century Fox loses the rights to Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi in 2020. I have a feeling Disney will outbid everybody for those rights. Now, A New Hope, according to the contract, is stuck with 20th Century Fox forever. There is no time limit on when A New Hope will run out with 20th Century Fox, but I figure Disney will buy it from them.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Well played, sir.
Thank you.
Well played. So the value of the deal, like we said, is 9 figures. It's undisclosed right now, but industry experts figure it will be at least $250 million, and the deal will run through at least 2022. The Force Awakens will arrive on Turner Broadcasting in early 2018 after completing its pay-for-TV run on Starz. Rogue One will be available in 2019, and the 6 older Star Wars titles will begin airing over 6 consecutive nights on TNT starting this week. Well, this coming week, September 20th. So you'll finally
starting Tuesday.
Tuesday. We're all looking at the calendar now. Oh, what is it?
It's Tuesday.
Okay. It is. So Tuesday, September 20th is when you will begin seeing Star Wars run over 6 consecutive nights on TNT. The cabler also has Star Wars movie marathon set for the 24th and 25th, and will set another marathon of the 6 movies leading up to the December 16th premiere of Rogue One. So if you want Star Wars, put down the Blu-ray, because TNT is just going to throw it at you. Just shove it right in your face.
If you want Star Wars without commercials, pick the Blu-ray back up.
Yeah, that's true. You will have to put up with seeing, their NBA promos just, forever and ever and ever and ever, and the endless hype of LeBron James.
If those promos have the Spurs, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, because TNT, loves to hype up the Spurs instead of the Lakers or the Warriors or the Thunder.
That's another show, isn't it? That
or the
comes
Cavs.
on, never mind.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sports Talk 9:30 a.m.
Well, it's San Antonio. We got the Spurs and almost nothing else because
Have
we
a baseball team, I think.
Well, yeah, but we turned down AAA. Thank
Couple
God.
of little league teams were there.
McAllister Park,
There
Little
you
League.
go.
There we got
Yeah,
that. But that's pretty much over by now.
Like a soccer team, was some third graders or something.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right, so if you want your own R2D2, and I mean life size, it is 4 feet tall. It is a big R2D2. You can have it. Slideshow collect. Hang on, have another drink there.
Take two.
We're live, guys. There's no take two.
Oh, Slideshow collectibles. I swear, I'm going to get it right one of these days. They will release a full-scale droid that features, it will be at 48 inches tall, 42 inches wide, and will stand on a Millennium Falcon-themed base. The team of artists has rendered R2 right down to the smallest port, vent, and hydraulic with screen-accurate LED lights and chirping electronic sounds that can be activated via the included remote control. The dome will be rotating to the right and left along with holographic projectors. Okay. It'll really? Well, that's what the release said.
Not to be nitpicky, but shouldn't have been on an X-wing base.
Yeah, it is a little weird that the Millennium... Well, in The Empire Strikes Back, a lot of it was on the Millennium Falcon. He did fix the hyperdrive.
He fixes everything at the last second in every movie.
Yeah, that's true. Always at the last second, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I also noticed that... so the dome will rotate to the right and left, but... Yeah, there's one little problem there. It won't move off the base. So it'll just sit on the base and chirp at you, and the dome will spin, and that's it.
I'll just stick with my little, and plus the R2D2 lunchbox that my fiance gave me.
It's probably a lot cheaper, too, because this R2D2, this life-size R2D2 that does not move, will retail for, guesses?
$10,000.
Guesses?
15?
1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, no, $7,450. Yes, for the same price you can buy a car, you can get your own R2D2 that will not move.
So let me ask you this question. If it does the same beeps and twerps, then would the base be called Echo Base?
And that's all we hear from Goose tonight. Thank you very much, Goose. Wave to the camera. God. Gracious. And last little bit of news for tonight is Adam Driver. Adam Driver has come out and said that Episode 8 will have a different tone than The Force Awakens. He's likened the tone. Now, this is where Facebook drives me absolutely up
Can he
the
have a
wall.
different tone in Episode 8?
Hey-oh. Yeah, maybe this time, he'll only slash up a control panel with his lightsaber just a little bit instead of, a lot.
Hopefully it's not navigation or payroll is.
I'm just saying, if I want a whiny Skywalker, I'll go watch the prequels.
Okay.
Whining runs in the Skywalker gene.
Hey, I love this. We have a little comment here on the Facebook comment from Shirley, and Shirley says she waved back.
Thank you, Shirley. I appreciate it. I miss you at work, by the way.
Now, this is what drives me crazy about social media is the way that apparently people only read the headlines of articles. They don't read the full article because the headline read that Adam Driver says that the Episode 8 tone will be different than The Force Awakens. I'm sorry, he likened it to Empire Strikes Back, which everyone's like, oh, that means there'll be a, I am your father moment. Someone's going to lose an arm. We're going to have, mentoring with Yoda time, similar to, with Luke or something. And it's going to be another ripoff. Homage to Empire Strikes Back, like Force Awakens was to A New Hope. Yeah, that's what the headline said. If people actually bothered to read the quote from Adam Driver, he said that the tone will be different from The Force Awakens and like what Empire Strikes Back was, how that tone was different from A New Hope. So the tone in Episode 8, title unannounced, will be different from The Force Awakens.
I was hoping for more Lobot. Lobot, we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I guess he's off DJing.
Hey, or if not, the guy who's carrying the ice cream thing who runs around the corner.
I go to a Star Wars celebration. I've been to 2 of them now. I went to Orlando in 2012 and Anaheim in 2014. And every time there were like 30 people running around with the orange jumpsuits and the ice cream makers. And and they run everywhere they go. They don't walk. They just and they always move in a big group. It's hilarious. I love it. Alrighty. If I can go on a little bit of a mini rant here while we have the time, social media drives me crazy. But it's really like the dumbing down I hate to say the dumbing down of America because it's cliche, but
you
it is.
understand we are pushing live video through social media right now.
Yes. Now, the technology of social media is fantastic as I wave, enthusiastically to the crowd. But it's just that people don't read anymore. They just take what they see at face value and they run with it. That's why clickbait sites are so successful, simply because they have these stupid headlines like, Harrison Ford was walking down Rodeo Drive. You won't believe what happened next. And, of course, you click on it because, oh, my God, it's Harrison Ford. And it's, he gave $1 to a homeless guy. And you're like, so what was that? But now they get all these clicks, and they can go to their advertisers and say, look at all the clicks we're getting. And it's stupid. And some of them actually spread malware, or they just flat out plagiarize. There's one website in particular, I'm not going to say who because I'm not giving them the time of day. I'm not. But I know for a fact this website does spread malware and that they flat out plagiarize other sites. And it just pisses me off. It really does.
So, Dave, one question. Do you know of a geek news website that doesn't do that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do. It's funny you should mention that. MyGeeksNews.com is our website, and it rocks because it pulls news from legitimate sources like Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. It pulls from legitimate places as opposed to this clickbait nonsense. And the headlines are never clickbait anyway because it's the headlines straight from the article themselves. It's not this nonsense that goes around. It's just,
All I can say is, Harrison Ford, thank you for that $1. So.
All righty. So let's go and move off of Star Wars.
That's what the Star Wars fan said in 2005.
Oh, but man.
And we say that as we're wearing Star Wars shirts.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got sporting my San Antonio Darth Vader shirt here. Love this one. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead. I got some Marvel news I want to get to, so let's dive right into that.
This is that sequel to the smash hit with no equal. This one's for the true fans with Hulk hands and action figures. Flying, dining, saving you all in the city. Got mass out and weapons out.
Another comment that came in here on the Facebook Live comment was Steve Shinder wants to know, is social media canon? I wish I could take a canon to social media sometimes. Stan Lee is finally getting his own Marvel movie, and it's being made by 20th Century Fox. It's not Disney.
Is it going to be an X-Men or Fantastic Four movie?
Can we see Deadpool with chimichangas?
Oh, God. You know what we're going to see is it's 20th Century Fox, man. Other than Deadpool, which they didn't want to make, when is the last time 20th Century Fox has made a good Marvel movie?
X-Men Apocalypse.
That wasn't bad.
It was all right.
Yeah, the Quicksilver scene alone.
I love that one.
X-Men Days of Future Past. X-Men First Class. The Wolverine. Not X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
No,
because
not that
getting ready to
abomination.
chunk my bottle cap at you.
Not X-Men The Last Stand. Not X-Men X-Men United. X-Men, the first X-Men was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the second one was like, what am I watching? And then the third one was,
huh?
Really?
And then Days of Future Past. I love Days of Future Past for what it does to those other three movies.
Well, anyway, all right. So 20th Century Fox will be making a Stan Lee movie, but it's not going to be like a biopic documentary about the guy's life. Believe it or not, it's going to take place in the 70s. The project is described as having the same kind of tone as Kingsman, the Secret Service, and the Roger Moore James Bond movies. It's going to be an adventure story involving Stan Lee.
Excelsior?
I think.
I have no idea.
I don't know why they just wouldn't do a movie about Stan Lee's life. Every Marvel fan would want to go see that.
I don't know what the title is, but it's going to have alliteration in it.
Oh, it has to. It has. It just simply has to. Stan Lee actually is helping to oversee it as executive producer. Of course, he's 187 years old, so I don't know how well the Watcher is going to hold up.
I got his autograph last year when he was here at Comic-Con.
Oh, shut up. Oh, God. All right, anyway. Now, the movie doesn't have a writer or director yet, but you want some more good news other than 20th Century Fox is doing this? You ready for this? Okay, here's the good news. No director, but producers Marty Bowen and Wick Godfrey will be involved. Their credits include the upcoming Power Rangers movie and Twilight.
Oh.
Yes, That's right. The same people who launched Sparkly Vampires and Kristen Stewart into living rooms everywhere will be working on the Stan Lee.
I'm sorry, what's that first movie you said that they did?
That would be the upcoming Power Rangers movie.
Amy Jo Johnson confirmed as a guest on this program.
Yeah, I can't wait for Amy Jo Johnson. Man, if I can get her in studio, I'm going to die. I'll just pass out. That's it. Game over.
I'll just be standing in the corner.
Then it'll be Welcome to Get Your Geek On, hosted by Peter and Goose.
That's true. Another comment here on let's back here on the Facebook Live from Sean Hockney. He says hi, and I'm saying hi. We'll all wave at him. Hello. Yes, we do read comments on occasion. I can see you typing even now. And it's kind of cool. I like it. I like the interactiveness. It's pretty sweet. Now, here's the thing is that they haven't yet, of course, they don't even have a director yet, so of course they don't have an actor to play Stan Lee. But why would you get anyone other than Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame? Why would you get anybody else but him to play Stan Lee?
Because he's busy.
So? You get him off whatever project he's on and get him onto this. I mean, he's perfect. He would have made a great Lex Luthor in Batman Superman. He'd make a great Stan Lee.
Can I go just on a brief tangent, just right quick?
Brief, go for it.
Nathan Fillion, Castle, done. Gina Torres is now off of Suits as of last night's episode. We need to get Adam Baldwin off of The Last Ship, and Alan Tudyk needs to just take a hiatus from Powerless, and we need to do another Firefly.
Yes, that's what we need.
That would be pretty sweet.
We already have Mal.
Yes.
And Zoe are free as far as we know.
The Warrior Queen.
Now we just need everybody else free for just like 6 months.
What is Jewel State?
State.
I have a feeling she's free.
I hope she is. Oh, God, is my wife listening? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, actually, it's probably okay because she really likes Jewel State, too. She thinks she's pretty cute.
Who doesn't like Jewel State?
She's pretty cute.
She's
You gotta
cute.
love her.
I do agree with Stephen. Bryan Cranston would make a great Jim Gordon, but still will J.K. Simmons, who will play him in the upcoming Justice League movie.
Now, we also have a little bit of Infinity War news I want to get to here before we run out of time. While Captain America Civil War features 12 of the MCU superheroes and a number of other supporting characters, which I saw, by the way. I owned it. I got it. First day it came out, watched it. Love it. Fantastic movie. Just really, really good. The third Avengers flick will feature upwards of 60 movie characters who will be involved in one way or another with the long-awaited conflict with Thanos. 60 characters will be in this movie.
Wow.
In some way, one way or another, and it's rumored that Captain Marvel will, Miss Marvel, will also be involved in some way, shape, or form. This comes direct from Joe and Anthony Russo, who are the directors. They say that they have a few unexpected faces up their sleeves, some of whom might even hail from the small screen. I swear
Agents
to God,
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I was about to say,
of
give me
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agent Coulson. He's got to be in it.
Well, they don't know he's alive yet.
Exactly. That's why him
And
coming back will be huge.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Ghost Rider.
You think Ghost Rider in the Infinity War movie?
If that's a good way to take out Thanos.
Well, another one. Don't forget all
With
the
Spirit
Netflix
of
stuff.
Vengeance.
Well, I'm sorry.
Daredevil,
Don't forget all
Luke
the
Cage,
next-
Jessica Jones, Iron Fist,
Yeah.
Punisher.
I mean, yeah, you could go crazy.
You got the Avengers and the Defenders.
Wow. Well, they do say 60 characters. 60 characters. I mean,
Don't forget Guardians of the Galaxy.
if you think about it, there was a lot of questioning whether Joss Whedon could handle, the first Avengers movie because of all those people on screen at the same time. I mean, that's a lot of egos to maintain. Now you have 60 characters. Now, he did a good job of setting
This is
precedent
going to be
and
a
breaking
Peter
ground.
Jackson-esque type of length to it.
I would not be at all surprised if it were a 3-hour movie. If Infinity War was about 180 minutes. I could see it.
And we'd go watch it.
We would absolutely.
We would watch it multiple times.
And movie theater owners would hate it because that cuts down on the number of showings that they have. But, I mean, fans would just go crazy. 60 characters.
Yeah, but they can make up for it, at the concession. We're going to go buy popcorn. They'll be happy.
I'm trying to think of any movie at all that had 60 actual characters. I don't mean clones and stormtroopers and
darn it, never mind.
Uruk-hai. I mean 60 real characters. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of a single movie that has had 60. I mean, the Ten Commandments was huge, with Charlton Heston, and they had a huge cast, but they didn't have 60 well-known characters.
Maybe The Longest Day, the movie.
with John Wayne and
everybody.
Transformers, the movie, the animated one, was probably close because half of them died.
Yes, that's right. You had the old generation, which were actually shot and died, which
blown up.
scarred
First time
everyone.
Decepticons ever hit anything in their life.
And then, I don't know, people give Stormtroopers a lot of crap, but you know what? I mean, come on now. All right, so we're going to... There's the music right there. So we got to go to bottom of the hour news break here. But coming back, we're going to have some Star Trek news, especially for Star Trek Online fans. And had some video game news about League of Legends I don't think y'all are going to want to miss. So we'll be coming up with that right after the break. Don't forget to check out our podcast at 930amtheanswer.com. Stay geeky. We'll be right back after the break. All right. We are back. We are here. Thank you for coming back here after the break. If you missed the first half of the show, no problem, because we always have our podcast up at 930amtheanswer.com. Previous shows, everything is all right there. Guest announcements, all that kind of fun stuff as well. I love going to Hendrix after the break. If that doesn't fire you up late on a Saturday night, I'm not sure what does. Alrighty, so we talked some Star Wars news already. We talked about TNT and TBS getting Star Wars rights. We talked about Adam Driver and Stan Lee getting his own movie. Not Adam Driver and Stan Lee getting their own movie. Stan Lee just getting his own movie. And so on and so forth. But I also want to talk about a little news. It broke on Thursday. This is late breaking news and really, I think, a big surprise to a lot of people. And that's Rogue One, the upcoming Star Wars movie, is getting a different music composer. The drama is just, it's high drama, I tell you. And the original guy who was supposed to do it was Alexandre Desplat. Oh. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's spelled Desplat. It's Desplat. And now, because of all the reshoots, he has bowed out, and the man stepping in for him has composed such beautiful music and such impactful music as this right here. Love it. So Michael Giacchino will be taking over now. Michael Giacchino has officially stepped in. He is the composer behind such movies as the Star Trek reboot, The Incredibles, Inside Out, Up.
Hold on.
Ratatouille.
Point of clarification. This guy did the Star Trek reboot, and you asked me to play The Incredibles.
Yeah. It's The Incredibles. Who doesn't love The Incredibles?
A week away from the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and a guy who did Star Trek music, I played The Incredibles.
Yes, you did.
That is so 5 levels of wrong.
Oh, come on. Who doesn't get fired up when they hear The Incredibles music?
Me.
Apparently just Goose.
Are you serious?
I like Star Trek better.
Fine. You go find some Trek music to play or
go for it.
Something. Yeah. Knock yourself out. How can you not get hyped? I mean, come on. It's The Incredible. I kind
of have to agree with Goose on this one. So.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. But,
come on.
But either way,
All right. So he's known for The Incredibles, Up, Ratatouille, Cars 2, Inside Out, Sky High, Tomorrowland, John Carter, Zootopia, and so on and so forth. And now he'll be known as Rogue One. So we finally have a Star Trek crossover.
Wait, well, JJ never. I'm just going to shut up.
Well, yeah, okay, all right. So we have another.
There we go.
We have another Star Trek crossover. And oh god, here we go.
I actually like this one.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Just Incredibles. Anytime now, we want to get to the main theme at some point. I mean, here we go. You're such geeks.
And you had me play The Incredibles over this.
Oh, come on. Everyone loves The Incredibles. We are such geeks. Oh, my God. All right, so that's your bit of breaking news there. We have another Star Trek crossover, another Disney slash Star Trek slash whatever crossover.
You just get Shatner to come in. Never mind. I'll just shut up.
But Peter, we surely can't get Shatner to cross over.
Oh
Captain
my.
Kirk already did.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Alrighty. So speaking of Star Trek, let's go ahead and cut right to the Star Trek news that we have.
Yeah. If you see Klingons, better make sure that your face is out. And if you're in the fleet, grab your uniform, cause it's future chic. All the haters know, we got photon torpedoes. Throw the Vulcan up if you're not from Romulus, and stay with me now, live long and prosperous.
All right, so if you play Star Trek Online, which I admit I haven't in a very long time, but I'm probably going to get back to it here. The company behind it, Cryptic Studios and Perfect World and CBS, are proud to announce that you will now be able to 3D print your Starship.
Oh, no way.
Yes, indeed. You will be. They will offer captains the ability to 3D print their own custom ships from Star Trek Online. Now, there are over 400 ships in the game, and there are various material variants, shield material variants, color variants, and of course, you get to put your own registry and ship name on it, and the 3D printing will have all of that.
Ooh.
I can only think of one thing to say to that.
Oh, here we go.
The Incredibles over this.
See, this is what happens when you piss off your sound engineer.
You're not living this down anytime soon. Not for news another couple episodes.
Okay, so the ships will be 12 inches in size. So these are not your little die-cast, little thingies. 12 inches is... That's the size of a ruler. It is big. That is a good size. It'll have your color. It'll have your material. It'll have the whole 9 yards. The only thing that they haven't announced yet is, of course, how much it will cost. The technology is there. They just haven't said how much it'll cost yet.
So talking about knowing how things will cost, as we all know, there are the Star Trek Discovery, which, by the way, they've officially said is DSC, not STD, as we talked about previously. So it's Star Trek DSC, and it was originally set for January to come out on CBS and then CBS All Access.
That's right. It'll be right after the new year. Here
it got pushed to May.
Oh, beep, bop, bop.
Now, I will say this. Spring schedule is kind of crowded with the returning shows and whatnot. So this gives it an opportunity to kind of have its own space.
And maybe redesign that Starship.
Maybe.
Yeah, so that's the other little bit of big news that dropped this week is that Star Trek Discovery DSC will be pushed back to May. I'm okay with it. I really am. I'm not eager or in a hurry to see this new series. And if they take another 5 months to work on it, I'm okay with that. I really am. Especially if they redesign that Starship because it looks awful.
It's an old Macquarie design. Come on.
Yeah, Ralph McQuarrie design from 1974. Yeah, update that sucker. That was before, we had different Enterprises, and we had the Voyager, and we had the original Enterprise. The original Enterprise, all Starfleet ships look sleek. They look fantastic. They're beautiful ships. They're not these Klingon hybrid, whatever you want to call it, things. That's just not what they do.
Brian Fuller, I just have this bit of advice. We've seen the ship from Enterprise. We've seen the ship from Star Trek, the original series. Find a way to bridge the gap in a way that makes sense. That's all I'm asking.
That will be fantastic. I know there's kind of this homage going on to Ralph McQuarrie. They did it big time in The Force Awakens. That's great. I love it. But some things you just need to look at and go, no. Some things you just look at and go, yeah, no. Not going to happen.
Some things, though, you just have to say yes to over and over and over again.
There you go, cue it.
That time I did throw my bottle cap at you.
You're not living this down.
No, not even close.
Not for at least another 2-3
Not even close.
episodes.
I might put a poll on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/GYGOofficial, and ask people, come on, Incredibles music, Star Trek music. I'm not saying which is better. I'm not, but come on. It pumps you up. It's good music. Incredibles is really good music.
I'm not saying it's not really good music. I'm just saying Star Trek's better.
And it's what really put Michael Giacchino out in the forefront. So,
Right.
that's where he really made his own. So.
That's right. Star Trek is what put him out in the forefront, and you had me play The Incredibles.
No, The Incredibles was what put him out there. That's where people really started to know his name, not Star Trek. I mean, it helped. It certainly didn't hurt anything either. But honest to God, I know this may be a little blasphemous, but I really hope that one day he kind of understudies for John Williams in doing Star Wars, because I mean, I don't want to be the one to say it, but John Williams is not a young man.
He is not.
And I don't want to be the guy to go there, but he probably needs someone to work with him.
I will say this, if John Williams has a son that's interested in this and we have a Williams legacy, that'd be great.
It would be. I agree. It'd be fantastic. But Michael Giacchino's pretty badass in his own right, so that'd be nice. The franchise would be secure in his hands. I'd like that too. Okay, so with that being said, we have some video game news that I want to get to as well. So let's go ahead and cue that up and hit it. All right. We do love video games. In fact, there are new statistics out about just how much we love our video games. There's this little game called League of Legends. You might have heard of it, you might not. If you have not heard of it, apparently you are one of the only ones, because League of Legends has now officially hit 100 million people playing it every month.
Wow.
100 million. Now, probably 80 million of those may be Koreans. I'm not sure. It's well known that it's a Korean heavy league. It really is.
Obviously, the ones in the south. So.
Well, yes, because the ones in the north probably don't.
No, don't.
They don't even.
There's only one legend in North Korea, and it's Kim Jong-il.
Un.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's about it. You get computer if I say you get computer, and you don't get computer. That's pretty much how it
Hello,
goes.
computer.
They're talking to the mouse. So
everything comes back to Star Trek.
100 million people are now playing League of Legends every month. That's more people than use Spotify or watch Netflix. Think about that for a minute. Netflix is up to, I think they said 91 million viewers. Yeah, not 100 million. More people play League of Legends every month than watch Netflix or listen to Spotify. Now, this is all part of the growing esports market, which ESPN has actually picked up on now. ESPN is rapidly working their way into the esports market. The esports market itself is expected to hit $500 million in global revenue. That's $500 million.
How much of that is No Man's Sky?
I would say like a tree fitty.
So slightly more than half.
They need about tree fitty. $500 million in global revenue. Like I said, ESPN and Mickey have got into this. And last year's this is, I love these statistics. These are fantastic. Last year's World Championships averaged 4 point. Remember, this is a video game. These are people watching people play video games. They filled a stadium in Berlin to capacity to watch these people on stage playing League of Legends. They averaged 4.2 million viewers on TV and online.
I'm in the wrong line of work.
4.2. These people have corporate sponsorships,
right, yeah.
Of course, and they get paid, and they get all sorts
Speaking
of
of
stuff.
corporate sponsorships, if any of you would like to corporately sponsor Get Your Geek On, you're more than welcome to.
Woo! Now here's the part that I love. In 2014, 194 million hours of live esports were watched across the world. In 2015, that number was 360. They almost doubled the hours of live esports watched in a year. They went from 194 million hours to 360 million hours.
There are a lot of unemployed people in this world.
Apparently so. Well, like we're one to talk. Here we are on talk radio, and
guys, I get paid to be here. I'm just saying.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true enough. Yeah, but this really shows though how mainstream things are getting now, where you have 360 million hours of live esports. And that was 2015. We haven't even heard the numbers for this year yet. Now this is the one I love. This is the one that is going to make a lot of people go, no, it can't be right. But promise me it is. 31 million people watched LeBron James play the Golden State Warriors in 2016. Now, I'm sure there were other players there as well, but everyone was there watching
Like the
LeBron.
rest of the Cavs.
Cavs. There are other players besides LeBron?
Not if you watch ESPN, there's not.
No! ESPN will now go live to Kobe Bryant to ask what he thinks Phil Jackson would say if he were coaching LeBron James. Kobe, go ahead. Okay, but seriously. So 31 million people watched LeBron and the Warriors in 2016. 34 million watched the League of Legends championships.
I watched neither.
I watched some of these.
My wife wouldn't let me watch the League of Legends championships, even if I wanted to.
But, I mean, seriously, though, think about that. More people watched the League of Legends championships than watched the NBA finals. The NBA, this is not Major League Soccer. This is not Wimbledon.
How many of those 34 million were in China?
Well, yeah, they didn't really specify. But actually, from what I've been told, this has a big following in Europe, and it's growing in North America as well. Kind of like soccer.
Like I said, there's a whole lot of unemployed people in this world.
Still nobody in North Korea watching.
Probably not, but still, it's an impressive following. And it's getting bigger every year. And, I mean, if ESPN has jumped on it, they have an esports division at ESPN to follow this now. So they have, an NBA division, an NFL division. Now they have esports. And if you play that Star Trek theme one more time, I'm taking my lightsaber to your face. I'm going to take Old Blue, and if anyone would like to apply for employment as a sound engineer here at 9:30 a.m. The Answer, please send all resumes to restinpeacegoose@salemmedia.com.
I'd do it, but I don't know what button to push.
It's the red one.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't push the red one. You never, ever push the red one. You cut the red wire, but you don't push the big red button. That's
You want
what
me to show you? I'll show you
Sure,
live.
yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, so you bring this up like this.
Gotcha.
Oh, God.
And then you press this button here.
That's it.
Great, now this beginning has a soundtrack.
So this one right here?
Okay.
Yep, this one right here.
All right. So that's employment opportunity sent to Rest in Peace Goose.
By the way, if this music was there, it'd be 40 million.
Okay. So
40 million and one because one guy in North Korea's got something.
41 4 minutes. Somebody's getting an illegal stream in North Korea.
We can talk about them all they want. They're not going to listen to us.
I don't think North Korea or Pyongyang is going to pick up Get Your Geek On. So
We can try. Maybe with
But
some
if you do,
sponsorship.
thank you for listening.
oh, that'd be fantastic if it did. Kim Jong Un comes out and endorses Get Your Geek On as the greatest thing since Kim Jong Il. That would
And
be,
cue the music one more time.
yeah, no,
Okay.
we're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only one allowed to mess with the mic, so I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay. All right. So we're good there. So I don't think League of Legends is going to go anywhere. I don't think esports is going to go anywhere. In fact, it's going to get bigger. In fact, DraftKings, the guys who have pushed, it's not quite legalized gambling. It's like fantasy football, but you pay for it.
It is legalized gambling, let's be honest.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's fantasy football, but you pay for it. And they actually have an esports division. So you can go pay $1 to put up a fantasy football roster of Eli Manning and Antonio Brown and Todd Gurley. And then you can go over to esports and pay $1 to pick the KOO Tigers and Joker or Faker. And you can get all these guys on esports. It's incredible. It's becoming more and more mainstream all the time. It really is. I'm really impressed with this. I'm going to keep following it. I really am.
Now, I will say that if I had a fantasy football team on DraftKings and I won, this would be the music that would be playing.
If you heard the mic boom, that was me throwing my back scratcher at Goose.
Really, The Incredibles over this.
Anyway.
Somewhere in North Korea, somebody's saying, "What's The Incredibles?"
So, on the live feed here, facebook.com/GYGOofficial, CJ Hogan asks if we answer questions that's posted in the comments. Yes, we do, as a matter of fact, assuming that they can be read on the air. Yeah, that would.
And we would have any knowledge of how to answer that question.
That's true. I really don't know what the stock market's going to do. I'm not going to announce my presidential pick, and I can't tell from here if there's an accident on 410.
It's Saturday night. It's 11:45, 11:50. There might be one.
No, but there will be construction, I bet.
Yeah.
Construction on 410? No. Get out of town. No, there's no way. Oh, mercy. All right, so what we are going to do is we're going to head over to one of my my favorite segments of all time, and it's everyone's favorite, too, I have to admit, and that is the Sarlacc Pit.
What's going on?
We just got to the Sarlacc Pit.
What's that?
It's this disgusting, horrible creature that's worse than anything you could ever imagine.
All right, so every week we throw someone into the Sarlacc Pit, and it has to be something personal to you. It cannot be a celebrity. It cannot be a politician, because we would spend the entire show throwing them all in anyway. So we're not throwing in the Kardashians. We're not throwing in Trump or Hillary. I mean, come on, that's all anyone come up with. And I want this to be something personal, a little stress relief. Goose, who would you throw in?
You for throwing the back scratcher at me.
Well, you played Star Trek music like 45 times.
46.
It was like 7, and it was a running gag.
It wasn't like
Peter laughed every time after that first 2 that I played it.
Well, I hit you in the
And
shoulders.
so did the people that were listening. They all laughed
It's not like
too.
you have a black eye or anything. Get over it, you baby.
So was that one guy driving the van? Oh, they're passing by.
I don't care what Peter says. This eye may be black, later. So,
Okay, well, you're not throwing me in, so pick somebody else.
Oh, let's throw in everybody who thought we should play Incredibles instead of Star Trek. Excluding David.
You can move on now.
No, I'm good. But next week, I might have somebody next week.
I want to throw in all these stupid butterflies.
Ooh.
There is a butterfly invasion in San Antonio.
Kamikaze butterflies.
These kamikaze butterflies are everywhere. And if you think I'm talking like, a couple here or there, no. I mean, there are clouds of butterflies in San Antonio.
Half of them in the grill of my truck and on my window.
And the other half probably on mine as well. They're just everywhere. So take all these butterflies.
And the other half are taking Cinderella from the tower.
Take the other half. Take all the butterflies and put them in. Peter, you want to throw someone in?
Yes, I like to throw in my maintenance guy at my apartment. Reason why is because I did see a little thing saying they're going to come by and do a little random inspections. Okay, fine, no problem. I come home, and my curtain rod has been, because they're supposed to check to see if there's any leaks or anything, or if there's girls, stuff like that that's been taken down. But the guy knocked down my curtain rod and didn't bother to put it back up.
Oh, so definitely take that guy. Put him in. Roberto Cardoso is on the Facebook page, facebook.com/GYGOofficial. He says, people who are jerks to waiters, waitresses, or cashiers then want to record themselves and post it on social media because they got their order wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Look, of all the things to post on social media, yelling at some guy who's making minimum wage or a little bit above minimum wage.
Tips if they're lucky.
Come on. Let's just put him in. Michael Peace says, all the professors who assign their tests on the same day. Yeah, you got to love that. Oh, that's not stressful at all. No,
it's called being in college.
True, but...
Or doing it right before a holiday.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
It's called midterms.
Right.
Or right after a holiday.
Or finals.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. So take those professors, put them in. Charles Keller up in Manitoba, Canada, says scalpers that buy out a store's entire stock of a just-released, highly sought-after toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's scum of the earth right there. Take them, put them in. Steve Schindler wants to throw us in for not doing the Sarlacc Pit segment last time.
No.
Yeah, we're not going to throw ourselves in, but I'll apologize. Sorry, we just flat ran out of time. I mean,
point of order, I get thrown in about every other week.
That's true. So
I'm just saying.
Let's have some fun here. Let's take Steve and just put him in. There we go. Gary Carr says the NFL for their stupidity for allowing players to sit during the national anthem, but fining players who wear tribute to 9/11.
The second half, I agree with the first one. You know what? It's their First Amendment, right? If they want to do that, they can.
Yeah.
They'll be exposed as the idiots that they are.
Yeah, but they also said the Dallas Cowboys couldn't wear the decal that was honoring the 5 Dallas
And that's why I
cops.
said the second part of that.
Right,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
I'm all for that.
Right.
And I agree. It's their right. And, of course, they have to face the consequences and repercussions of that. But, I mean, they could do a hula dance during the national anthem. It's their right to do so.
Hold on, the players or the cheerleaders?
Ooh. Okay, so let's take the NFL and put them in. Let's see. I got time for like one more. Let's see here. Here we go. Matt Fix says to the dude who cut me off twice on the highway.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't mean to catch you there.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
sorry, that's my bad, dude. Yeah, sorry, I was in a hurry, and yeah, that's. Nah, take that person, put him in.
Actually, I do have one. Just came to mind, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Okay, they're in Weston County, in my home area where my mom still lives. There was a lady who, in the morning, on a weekday, passed on the right of a school bus
Oh no!
and hit a
No!
and hit a kid.
Oh, put him in twice. That's where you put him in. You pull him back out and put him back in again. All right, our Geek of the Week this week is going to be Charles Keller from Manitoba. Thank you, sir, for all that you do. Thank you for supporting the show. I want to also give a special thanks and shout out to Grolix CMS. That's www.getgrolix.com. You want to check them out if you are an artist or you want to get your stuff up on the web. You want to check them out as well. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. It's going to wrap it up here. Check out our podcast, and don't forget to get your geek on every single day.